4 out of 5 school shootings, at least one person had knowledge of the attacker's plan but failed to report it. What is your opinion on shootings?
My opinion on shootings is I wish they'd never happen. Unfortunately, they're happening more and more lately. Society is just moving that way. I don't like them, but we have to be prepared for them.
Do you think we would be well prepared if shootings were to happen?
I think we would. The resources we have with the police departments, they're getting more and more trained. They're training us as security guards also. So yeah, I think we'd be prepared. We just need to make sure that the parents and the students are prepared for it.
How can we prevent a shooting?
How can we what?
How can we prevent a shooting?
I think the way to prevent them would be, we've talked about preparing yourselves, making sure that communication is key, making sure everybody knows what to do.
Do you think bullying can cause a shooting?
I do. Yeah, bullying does. Unfortunately, we can't control the bullying that's going on. It's the person that's getting bullied. Hopefully, they can make sure that they're prepared for it.
And do you think racism is part of the problem?
I do, yeah. And unfortunately, social media, the way stuff is happening nowadays, racism is part of it.
6th grade students experience the most bullying. According to studies, most school shootings were caused by bullying.
What do you think is causing a rise in school shootings?
I'm sure there's a number of reasons why there's a rise. I believe that when students see that other kids are able to accomplish these unfortunate goals, that they kind of copycat them. But I think on a deeper level that a lot of these shootings are stemming from children not knowing how to deal with their emotions, maybe possibly a greater rate in depression, and to be honest, which this might not be a popular answer, I think chemically in some of the foods kids eat, it's causing kids to have these adverse side effects of depression. So I'm not saying the food causes the shootings, but I think that there's just a lack of quality standards in a lot of the food that children eat a lot of, and it's causing effects to them biologically and psychologically.
Do you think a school shooter has to fit a specific profile?
No, I don't think they have to fit a specific profile. I think it's any student who feels like that's the answer to their problem and they're able to get a hold of a weapon.
What interventions do you think will deter school shootings?
Counseling, greater availability in counseling, as well as teachers really looking for some of the symptoms and not staying quiet about it. I think it's better to err in being wrong about something than to just not say anything. I also think that there needs to be a greater education with kids. I don't know how young, I would say, but greater awareness with how to deal with problems, and that taking someone else's life. And I think even teaching the value of human life even more is probably something that could help.
Do you think parents should be responsible for their kids' actions?
That's a hard question, because then I thought about, as a parent, I think that there are certain things that I am obligated to teach my children, and I think the value of human life is one of them. I think if children are getting weapons from their parents, then yeah, definitely they should be responsible, because they're not being responsible in keeping weapons out of their accessibility. I think that should a parent go to jail? I don't know. but I think that parents do hold some responsibility in their children's behavior, or at least the cause of it.
What if all guns are banned in America? Would that prevent shootings?
I don't think it would prevent them. If people have access to weapons, then they're going to do what they want to do. And if weapons are banned, then yeah, it might decrease the number because it won't be accessible. But I think that it would cause other problems, and other problems would be on the rise that are maybe worse and would happen in greater number than school shootings. So yeah, it might reduce it, but
Each day, 8 children die from gun violence in America.
What could you do to prevent school shootings?
I think you have to educate people, and I think there are also some gun laws that we can be putting in place that are not in place right now.
Why are school shootings happening more in the U.S. than other countries?
Because we don't have some of the gun laws in place and different things that can help prevent them. And I think that there's a lot of people that mimic, like they think, okay, they see someone do it and they think they can do it and they can get away with it.
Do you think students should have bulletproof backpacks?
No.
What are you doing in your classroom to protect your students?
We teach them to listen and make sure that they're going to follow us. If we have to exit the room, we keep our windows blocked. We keep our walkie-talkies on us. We keep our door open with a magnet.
Do you think you are prepared for a shooting, and why?
I don't think we're well prepared. I don't personally feel well prepared for a shooting. I think that we haven't really done drills enough to make me comfortable with a shooting.
The United States has the most mass killings.
Do you think violent video games can lead to school shootings?
I don't think violent video games alone could lead to school shootings, but I think if they are combined with a lot of other risk factors, it could be just another propellant for glorifying violence or detaching it from reality, but I don't think alone they would cause school shootings.
Do you think schools are getting more prepared for shootings since so many have been happening?
I think schools are getting more prepared in the immediate training of what to happen during a shooting, but I'm not sure if they're improving on preventative issues or looking into the students who have risks for becoming an active shooter, if what they're doing to prevent that.
Does your school offer classes to stay safe during shootings?
Yes, they do, but they don't offer it every year.
Do you think hiding in a classroom is the right thing to do when there's an active shooter?
I think it depends on the situation. If I was alone, I would want to run, but I think it also depends on the age of your children. I would be scared to run out of a classroom with 20 kindergartners who are loud and don't know where to go and can't stay in line. So I think it depends on how big your school is, where for certain you know the shooter is, and the age of your kids.
Have you ever met anybody who has threatened to shoot the school?
I've never personally met anybody, but an incident occurred this year where I know the police was called because someone was threatening to come or did stop by the exterior of the school with a gun.
75% of school shootings are based on revenge. 68% of guns used in school shootings were taken from home, a friend, or a relative.
What is your opinion on teachers having guns in the classroom?
My opinion is, although I think that it may be considered as dangerous, I think that with the consistency of school violence on campuses, I think that if teachers have permits and is cleared by the police and the school district, I personally don't see anything wrong with it.
Have you ever had a student bring a gun on campus?
No.
How often does your school get gun threats?
We have not had a gun threat here at this school.
Have you witnessed severe bullying?
Yes, I have. In my times of working in schools, I have witnessed severe bullying.
Do you think your school is doing enough to keep your students safe?
In some ways, yes. In some ways, no. So I would say I'm kind of 50-50 on that. I think that we're doing somewhat of a good job, but there's also room for improvement.